Welcome back to the mat. I thought we'd do something a little bit different today and take our Pilates reformer work onto our mat. So we're gonna be doing the beginner, intermediate Pilates, classical Pilates flow from a reformer on our mat, and I cannot wait. I think it'll be a really good time. I'm interested to see if you guys are able to see some of those connections, some of the places where I made a few tweaks to make it mat appropriate. But let's get into it, shall we? We're gonna start lying on our back, feet flat on the mat, knees pointed to the sky. We're just gonna take a few breaths here, really get situated, make sure that we are in the center of our mat. That's always a priority for us. And we're gonna get started with footwork. So traditionally, you would have a little foot bar there that you'd be doing things off of. We're gonna go in the air. So let's lift our hips over. We're going to bring our knees a little bit closer to our chest, make sure that they're shoulder width apart, heels together, toes apart. So our feet are in a Pilates V. Think about elongating your tailbone so your back is long against the mat and there should be no space underneath your back, between your back and the mat. I should not be able to stick even a sheet of paper under there. Arms are alongside your body, palms pressing firmly into the ground. And we're going to extend our legs up at an angle. Again, still in that Pilates V, bring them back down, elongating our tailbone as we come in. Inhale, extend, exhale, come in. Inhale, extend, exhale, come back. Inhale, extend, really pressing through our heels as we stay in that Pilates V. Heels are together, toes are apart, and our knees are staying just as wide as our shoulders, not splaying out too much, not staying in together too much. Let's do a few more here, trying to hit an imaginary target on the wall in front of us every time we elongate out. Just for our last one, bring them in. Now we're gonna bring our feet parallel. We're gonna curve our feet almost like we're making two claws with our feet. We're gonna call this bird on a perch practically. And our knees are together, ankles are together, feet and big toes are together. Let's press out, press in. Thinking about initiating this movement from our heels and our arches as opposed to from our toes. And it's crazy how much harder this is without a foot bar to press off of. Really thinking about your core here. Your core should be moving those legs as opposed to anything else. And you're making sure that your back is still firmly planted along the mat. Last one, we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna switch positions to heels. So we're flexing our feet so strong that it's almost like we could step on a wall in front of us. We're gonna press out, pushing through our heels, come back in. Knees are together, big toes are together, pressing out, using our stomach to draw our legs back in, pressing out, using our stomachs, pressing into our hands. Stretch, come in, stretch, come in. Let's give ourselves a squeeze really fast. From here, we're gonna go into our tendon stretch. So our legs are gonna be elongated. We're gonna be alternating, our legs are gonna be elongated and we're going to be almost doing a calf raise in the sky. So we'll be flexing our feet, pointing our toes, flexing our feet, pointing our toes. Hands are alongside your body, knees are into your chest. They are together, feet are together. Extend them out, flex those feet, point the toes. Flex, point. Imagine that you're initiating this movement from your arches. And you might need to come up at a slightly higher angle to make sure that your back is staying firmly planted alongside the mat. Point, flex. Let's do one more each. Point, flex, bring it in. Squeeze that. Bring your legs up to a tabletop position. Arms are high in the sky alongside you. And as you lower your arms to the wall in front of you, let's lift our head, neck, and shoulders up. We're gonna go straight into our 100. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our pumps here should be pretty vigorous. We want to make sure that we're not so high that we're up by our knees or so low that we're tapping the ground. We're thinking 6 to 8 inches above our hips as we pump vigorously. Our head, neck, and shoulders is rounded up and we're holding on to the weight of our upper body using our abs and our core. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. For a bit more of a challenge, you can bring your legs straight up at a 90-degree angle. Maybe try and lengthen one leg, keep the other leg long. Maybe you're switching as you're pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in. Big stretch. From here, we're gonna go into a roll over. So legs are gonna be back in tabletop, arms are long against your body, palms are planting firmly into the ground. Bring your feet up to a 90-degree angle, and we're gonna lift up and over. Maybe your toes can come to the ground behind you. We're gonna roll back down, pressing into our arms to control our descent, bringing our feet down to a 45-degree angle. Let's come up and over again, tapping those toes if possible, keeping those hips high. Roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. Do another one. Now when your toes tap the ground, think about separating your feet so they're hip width distance apart, and maintain that separation as you roll back down. At the bottom, snap your feet together, roll back over, separate your feet, roll down with control. Upper, mid, lower, tailbone, feet come together. And now we're gonna reverse it. So feet are together as you control your descent all the way down, pressing into those hands. As your legs come down, separate them. Come back over with feet wide, bring them together, roll back down with control. Let's do one more here. So separate, up, over, touch your toes, roll back down with control. We're gonna stop at a 90-degree angle and then fold our knees in to a tabletop position. From here, we're gonna roll our head, neck, and shoulders back up, and our arms are going to be bent at a 90-degree angle, keeping our upper arm firmly pressed into the side of our body. Let's extend our arms and legs at the same time. Open our legs, close the legs, bend your knees, bring your arms back in. Head, neck, and shoulders stay up. Press everything out, open, close, knees bend, arms bend. Everything out, open, close, knees bend, arms bend. Everything out, open, close, knees, arms. Last one, everything out, open, close, knees, arms. Hug your knees in, roll your head and neck back down. Let's actually stretch our whole body out. Ooh, and it's okay here if your lower back arches off of the mat a little bit. Let's just go for that big juicy stretch. All right, imprint your spine back on the mat by maybe lifting your arms up to a 90-degree angle, and we're gonna go for a roll up. Earlier we did a roll over, and now we're doing like the opposite of that. Our lower body was working, now our upper body will be working. So arms up the sky, take a big breath in, roll up and over, peeling your spine off of your mat, reaching past your toes. Come back down the same way, rolling your body back. So lower back hits the mat first, then your mid back, then your upper back, stretching behind you. Inhale as you bring your arms up, roll over your body. Ooh, that feels good. I feel like I'm getting extra space in my low back there. Let's roll back down. I'm starting that with my belly. My legs are firmly planted in the ground. My heels are pressing into the mat. Low back, mid back, upper back. Let's do one more. Inhale, roll on over, reaching past our toes. And let's just come up to a seat. We'll stack our vertebrae up. Nice. I would love to know if you guys saw the similarities from a traditional classical Pilates class. Now, we did a little bit of like short spine massage with our rollover. We did coordination. We're hitting all the notes. From here, we're gonna go into back and front rowing. If you have hand weights, you can totally grab them. I'm gonna do them hand weightless. I like to just use my body weight and really create some of that resistance on my own, but feel free if you're looking for an extra challenge. We're just gonna come seated up. Our legs are gonna be long in front of us, heels digging into the mat. Our arms are going to be fist bumping each other, like our hands are fist bumping each other directly in front of our chest. You can have a little bit of space or they can be all the way on. It's up to you. I'm going to round back, like I'm starting my roll back, round back, bringing my arms with me. I'm gonna stop once I feel like I can't go anymore without really getting too much into my core, I'm gonna open my arms out to a letter T, palms are facing behind me, and I'm pressing my body forward as my arms stay stable. Then they come behind me, like almost like they're trying to touch each other, like I'm high-fiving myself behind my head. And then I'm gonna up, 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 over, reach past my toes, come back to my starting position. So again, you're fist bumping yourself in the middle, hands are towards your chest. You roll back, keeping your hands exactly where they were, maybe about halfway. Reach your arms out into a letter T, palms face behind you, and then keep your hands where they are as you roll yourself forward. As you come to your knees, your hands come together behind you. From here, going up, 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 and over, reaching past your toes, coming back up to a starting position. Let's do 2 more just like this. So rolling back, heels are firmly planted into the mat. T, press our arms back like I can high five myself. Going up, around, and over past my toes. Back up, last one. Round back, open wide, pressing against like an imaginary wall, and I'm trying to break through the doorway or something like that. Going up and around, past my toes, back up. Now we're gonna bring our arms to a 90-degree angle. So our upper arm is parallel with the mat in front of us. We're going to hinge back. So we're keeping a straight back here, unlike before where we rounded. Straight back, lift our arms up so they're next to our ears, and then we're gonna grow tall, grow tall, grow tall, come forward, pass our toes, open our arms wide behind us, tap ourselves on the back, like give ourselves a high five, come back up. Now we're gonna do that without that extra little swimming motion at the end. So arms are at 90 degree, we're gonna hinge back, keeping a proud chest, reach our arms forward, stretch up, 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 out of our back, out of our waist, tapping our toes, coming back to start. 2 more here, so hinging back, feet are digging into the ground, arms come long alongside our body, grow tall out of your waist, proud chest, come forward, back to beginning. We'll do 1 more, hinge back, arms up alongside your ears, keeping your shoulders down. Come up, 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 like your weight, like somebody's pulling your waist up and over. Up, 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 reaching past your toes, coming back to start. All right, from here, we're gonna do 1 last of our rowing sequence and then we'll move on. So now our upper arm is firmly against our body, almost like when we were on coordination on our back, so same idea, and arms are out at a 90-degree angle. Feet are still firmly planted into the ground, or heels rather, are still firmly planted into the ground. And we're at that 90-degree angle with our arms. Let's lift it up so it's like at a 45. And we're gonna pretend like we're pressing against something, pushing something away. So pressing it up, so we're at a 45-degree angle, tapping our toe, or tapping our fingers to the mat, thinking we're growing taller as our fingers come down. Growing taller as our hands come up. We're gonna sweep wide around to the side. So we're in a capital letter T, tapping the ground, coming back. So out at an angle, pressing down, growing taller as our hands come back up, going wide to the sides, wide, 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 tapping the mat next to our hips, coming back in. 2 more, pressing forward, tapping down, growing taller as our hands go down, getting even taller as our hands come up, slipping around to the side, 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 tap the floor next to us, come back in. This is our last one. Reaching forward like we're pushing something away. Reach, reach, reach. Lower our hands like, again, we're pushing something down, like we're pushing a box down, pushing, and we're growing taller. We get even taller as our hands come back up. They go wide, around, around. Think about rotating through your shoulders, coming down towards your hips, and back to our beginning. Nice work. From here, we're gonna flip on over to our bellies. I'm gonna tuck my shorts under, and we're gonna have our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Our palms start flat, but then we make 2 fists, so we're like punching the mat below our shoulders. We're gonna have our head, neck, and shoulders lifted off the mat, and our toenails are gonna be pressing firmly into the mat behind us. We're 1 long straight line of energy. Lift your arms up so your about to punch, but there's like a sliver of space between the top of your fist and the mat. And we're gonna reach our arms back long, thinking about like we're an arrow shooting in front of us. Come back in. Shoot ourselves forward. Come back in. Try and keep your elbows pointing towards the sky the entire time. Shoot yourself forward. Come back in. Maybe as you shoot yourself forward, your chest gets a little bit taller. Maybe you have to wiggle a little bit just to make more room. Come back in. Press yourself, almost like you're pulling it against something. Imagine you have two straps in your hand and you're literally pulling your straps back every time you bring your arms back. Do one more. Pull, 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 hold at the top. Think about pressing your hands closer together. Act like you could crack a walnut between your shoulder blades. That's how far back they are. Bring your arms back and rest for just a second. Maybe you need to wiggle your hips out before we go into our next thing. So we're still here, still on our tummies, and we're gonna bring our arms out to a letter T. From here, we're gonna act like we're pressing something alongside us. So we're gonna be bringing our arms all the way down to our thighs with our palms facing behind us and then inwards. So arms are up, they're like levitating a little bit, your head's down, feet are still, toenails are still planted firmly into the mat. From here, you're gonna inhale, press, 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 bring your arms all the way alongside your body, and then come back. Don't let your arms fall though. Your chest can come back to the mat, but we wanna try and see if we can keep our arms up this entire time. Come back to that T. Push like you're pushing against molasses or honey or something so super thick. Hold it. Come back, drop your chest. Let's do another two more. So one, pull, pull, pull. Can you get your chest a little bit higher and your toes more firmly into the ground? Come back home. Press, press, press. Everything's in. You're long, straight. You're an arrow again. Come back in. Bring your palms back to the mat. Let's just round over into a child's pose since we were really getting in that low back just now. You can make this really active and press firmly into your hands, or just kind of make it a little bit more of a stretch and ease into it and just kind of drape yourself over your legs. I'm going for a little bit more of that ease today. I don't know if it's eclipse season or what, but your girl is feeling it. All right, let's roll up. From here, we're gonna go into a little bit of core work. So let's come back to the middle of our mat. We're gonna be seated on our bum. Feet are gonna be flat. And as we roll down to our back, we're going to bring our right leg with us, tucked into our chest, and our left leg is gonna go long. Our right hand is going to go on our right ankle. Our left hand is on our right knee. And let's just tip back over, elongating that left leg, bringing that right leg in. Your arms are wide and you're pressing your body into your knee and your knee into your body. Let's switch. As we switch our legs, we switch our hands. So now left hand is on our left ankle, right hand is on the knee. And switch, and switch. Pretend that there's a target in front of you on the wall and you're trying to hit that target with both of your feet. Like each time a foot comes up, you're trying to hit that target. Bring both knees in together, and now you really are gonna hit both toes at the same time, that target. So stretching out, circle in. Stretch out, hit that target with your toes, circle in. Stretch out, circle in. Let's inhale as we extend, exhale as we come back. Inhale as we extend, exhale as we come back. Both legs towards the sky. Drop that left leg long, hold on to your right leg behind the calf, pull it into your body, switch, pull, switch. Now you're thinking about drawing a straight line from the ceiling all the way to the wall in front of you with a marker that's attached to your toe. Switch, 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 switch. Don't forget to breathe here. It's so easy to hold your breath, but we want to make sure that we're breathing. All right, bring both feet up, hands behind your head. Let's lower our legs and lift them together, drawing a double straight line with both feet. Only lower as much as you can while maintaining contact between your low back and the mat below you. So you might have a teeny tiny range of motion, and that's totally fine. I'd rather you do the movement properly with good form than like get amazingly low with your legs and then you've totally ruined your lower back because of it. All right, actually I got up too early. We have one more in our series of 5 in our abdominal series. So let's come back in. Right knee's gonna be in and we're gonna pivot our shoulders to that right. We're gonna switch. Think about aiming your shoulder to your knee as opposed to your elbow. Your elbow's almost going past your knee. Ooh, crisscross is always the hardest of this little series for me. So 2 more. Last one. Nice. Bring your knees in, put your feet flat on the floor. We're gonna do a little bit of teaser work. So hands are gonna be up towards the sky. Feet are on the floor in front of us, knees are pointing to the ceiling, and we're just going to roll ourselves up, reach past our knees. All right, come back down. Nice, so that's the exact same motion we're gonna do. This time we're gonna extend our right leg, keep our knees together, right leg is extended, toes are long. We're gonna roll ourselves up, reach past our right toes, roll ourselves back down. Switch legs, so left leg's long, knees are together. Roll ourselves up, reach past our legs, roll ourselves back down. Spring. Now we're gonna come up, bring your knees into a tabletop. And we're gonna extend both of our legs as we roll up. So inhale, exhale, roll up, extend your legs. Come back down the same way you came up. So you're back on that tabletop. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale as you roll up and extend your legs. Nice. Bring your knees into your chest and put your feet flat on the mat. All right, from here we're gonna go into what's called our short box series if we're on the reformer, but we're on our mat. So again, it's gonna be a little bit different, but I think it'll still be a lot of fun. Let's extend our legs in front of us and we're gonna keep them a little bit bent this time and heels are gonna be digging into the mat in front of us. So maybe a pretty generous bend. It doesn't have to be like feet are not flat on the floor here. So we're talking, I don't know, whatever feels good for you. I trust you guys. We're gonna start with putting our right hand on top of our belly button, our left hand on top of our right. We're gonna round over almost like there is a prickly cactus in our lap and we're trying to get on over top of it. And we're gonna roll back. Again, starting that movement from our low back and our pelvis as opposed to like our upper back. We're rounding, we're gonna come back up, roll over, round back. And I think the thing, especially when you're rolling up like you're about to now, you should almost feel like you're scooping out of your pelvis as you try to avoid that like little cactusy ball. Roll back, scoop as you round over that cactus on your lap. Round back, scoop as you roll over that cactus in your lap, scoop, 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 come back up. From here, we're gonna go into a flat back variation. So let's bring our arms over our ears, or our arms overhead, but biceps are next to our ears, and we're gonna flat back. So pulling out of like, almost like there is literally a pole against our back and we can't bend because we had hit that pole. So we're reaching, you might not go very far and that's totally fine. Reaching, 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 reaching long, coming back up. So we're not tilting, we're not scooping with our pelvis like we just did. This is much more control movement in a different way. So we're hinging back, leaning, 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 digging our heels into the mat in front of us, pretending there's a string as it pulls us forward. 2 more. We're hinging back, pulled forward by our chest. Last one. Make sure that your shoulders are down. They're not scrunched up by your ears. Hinge back, hold it, draw your ribs in, hold it, and back up. Nice. Let's round forward just to get a little bit of a stretch in our back. And now we're gonna go into a little bit of a twist and a reach. So arms are back up. I'm gonna twist my whole torso from like my waist all the way, just my whole torso to the left. I'm gonna hinge back, digging my weight into this right hip. So I'm not coming up and leading off like this. Twist back to center, come up. twist, hinge to the left, twist back to center, and up, twist, hinge, up, untwist, twist, hinge, up, untwist. One more each side, twist. Remember, twisting from our waist, not our shoulders, our whole waist, belly button, side, that whole area is twisting. So we twist, reach, come back, twist to center, last one, reach, back to center. Nice work. I feel like short box series is one of my favorite things to do, but also it seems easy, but you really feel it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. All right, now we're gonna come on our knees facing the side of our mat. I'm going to extend my right leg long alongside my body. So the front of my mat is now parallel with my foot. My hands are gonna go behind my head. And from here, we're just gonna do a few side steps. Let's hinge over towards our extended leg, and then we're going up and out of our waist as we go over to our left side. So hinging up and over, and we're not just crunching in like this, really reaching out of that waist. Come back up. Let's go back down this way. Center. Dig the outside edge of your right foot into the mat as you hinge up and then over to the left. Come back to center. Up and over to the right. Center. Up and over to the left. Let's hold it for a second. Let's twist down, twist back, up and over. Let's switch legs. All right, so now our left leg is extended long. The outside edge of our left foot is along the back of our mat, and our hips are square to the side of our mat. That's the camera for me. Hands again go behind your head. We're gonna lean over to our left, and we're thinking up out of the waist and over, almost like that cactus that we had earlier is grown up, and we're trying to avoid this cactus as we stretch up and over to our right side. Back in, stretch to our left, center, stretching up and over that cactus on our right side, back to center. There we go. And then we'll do one more each side. So we're really digging into that outer edge of our extended left foot as we go up and over, back to center, come back to our left side. Nice. All right, bring our knees back together. We're gonna lie back down on our backs. You can bring your knees in with you just so we can give them a little squeeze when we get here. That feels good. All right, lengthen our left leg along the mat. Squeeze your right knee in even deeper into your shoulder, into your armpit. Really feel that squeeze, and then straighten it up towards the sky. Your arms are alongside your body, palms are pressing firmly into the mat, and we're gonna do some single leg circles. So we're gonna go across our body, down, out, up. Cross, down, out, up. And the goal here is almost like we had a Barbie doll leg where our legs moved fully independent of the rest of our body. So we don't want our upper body moving. We don't want our left leg moving. We don't want anything like that. We're fully just controlling everything with our right leg. We're gonna reverse. So out to the right, down, left, up. And if it helps you keep your hips a little bit more stable, feel free to put your left hand on your left hip just to make sure that it's staying firmly pressing into the mat. And you can do little circles right here. You don't have to go super wide. The movement is really just about like greasing that hip socket almost. All right, bring your knee back in, give it a squeeze, and let's switch legs. So long right leg, bring our left leg in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let's put it up towards the sky. And again, we're gonna cross our body first. So we're going over to the right, then down, out, in, right, down, out, up, right, down, up, up. Again, we want to make sure that our hips aren't shifting too much here, so feel free to put that right hand on top of your right hip just to make sure that it's staying stable. All right, let's switch directions. We're going out, down, across, up, out, down, across, up. Also firmly pressing into our hand that's still on the mat. That might be your left hand, that might be both hands, but that'll help stabilize your upper half. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Bring that knee in, give it a squeeze. Bring both knees in. Bring your feet up to the sky so we're at a 90-degree angle. We're gonna hold onto our ankles. We're gonna separate into a V. We're gonna roll ourselves up to a seat, and we're gonna actually do a few of roll backs, roll back ups, just like we just did. So kind of how we came up. So our legs are maybe about hip width apart. We're in a nice V here. I'm holding onto my ankles. If that's too much for you, you can hold onto your thighs with your knees bent. You can hold onto your shins with your knees bent. Whatever feels best for you in your body today. From here, we're gonna round through our lower back, rocking back up. The easiest way that I can describe to like how to get back up is almost like you're leading with your chest. When you're at the halfway point, really emphasize your chest. We talked about that string earlier that was pulling you forward. Imagine that string is helping you finish the rest of this move. This is called our open leg rocker. So legs are out wide. We're gonna, oops, I got a little bit too excited there. We're gonna rock back. We're gonna rock up. Proud chest when we get to the top. Round through your low back. Proud chest at the top. Round through that low back. Proud chest at the top. Can you hold it up here? Can you maybe straighten your legs now? Can you make sure that your arms are straight, legs are straight? Maybe you bend one leg in, right leg's out. Maybe you switch those legs. Bring both down, feet on the mat. And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for joining me for some intermediate classical reformer on the mat. I hope you guys had a great time, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.